Hi, fellow dads. So I wanted to share today, and I'm really sharing things that I learned as I'm doing it. So it reminds me, but it also I think will be helpful for everybody. So there's some myths about that I want to share. So myth number one is if your child talks right away or walks right away, they're somehow ahead of everybody else. Not true. It doesn't make them any smarter or brighter. What is an indication of you might want to go see your pediatrician is if there's delays in speech or there's delays in walking. But like a little bit sooner doesn't really mean that they're going to be a track star or a professional athlete or get into Harvard, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. Number two, that if your baby's sleeping, just like let them sleep. I think you want to start feeding them every 3 to 4 hours, right? So even if they are sleeping, you're like, oh my goodness, this is great, they're sleeping the whole time. You do want to nudge them and wake them up to make sure that they're fed properly. Number two, that a lullaby puts them to sleep. It's not the lullaby itself. It's usually that the parent is showing a calming demeanor, and the song and the rocking, it really helps. So if lullaby helps you help them, that's fine. It's not necessarily the lullaby. It's usually the motion and the soothing feeling the parent has kind of transfers over to them. Number next, that some parents say, I'm going to keep the child up all day so they sleep all night. That is actually not good at all. They need to kind of recharge and recover throughout the day. And the pediatricians say they should not be up for more than ever 5 hours at a time in the beginning. So napping is very, very important for them to develop self-control, for them to be able to control their bodies. Most babies are not going to, if you're super lucky they might, but most babies don't sleep through the night in the first 4 months. After the first 4 months, you can start doing different training for them, but in the beginning, they should be getting up at minimum, a lot of times it's every 2 hours, but sometimes 3.5 hours may be okay for feeding and changing. Sometimes the myth next is that we think, oh man, if I buy this certain toy, it's gonna make my child so much smarter. That's not what makes your child smarter. What makes your child smarter is the interaction they have with you. It's you with the toy. Like you're describing it, you're playing with it, you're letting them feel and touch it. All of that using your language. Now it's important the way that you use your language, having your voice come up and come down. Oh my goodness, see how great this is. Whoa, you're holding it, that's so cool. That is super helpful for the baby. You doing goo ga ga gate, like baby talk is not good. Modulating your voice and talking faster, talking slower, really good eye contact while you're playing with the toy, that does make a great difference. Let's see what else we got here. Excessive crying. So I already have tons of anxiety and nervousness about, caring for my future child. And I can't imagine the baby crying like more than a little bit. So excessive crying in the beginning, the first 3 months, usually means that the baby just cannot figure out a way to soothe itself, right? So first thing you do, and keep in mind, I'm not a pediatrician. According to what I've seen, the first thing you want to do is do the basic check, right? Are they hungry? Are they wet? Are they full of poop? Right? Like check to make sure that they're comfortable. Number next is to do whatever you do to soothe the baby. Holding it, rocking it gently, maybe light music, talking to your baby. If it's more than 1 hour of excessive crying, you definitely want to reach out to your pediatrician, make sure there's no issues. And like one of the tests to see if it just needs to be soothed or maybe there is a real problem is if when you're holding the baby, a baby calms down, feels better, stops crying, and then you lay it down and starts crying again, that's an indication that it just doesn't know how to soothe itself and needs you to help with that soothing process. So just a thought, some myths to overcome. Hope it makes anybody feel more comfortable. Everybody have a great day. Fathers, go crush it. Bye, guys.